Hey, it's Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com. It's Tuesday. It is September 5th. This will be our chart lesson for today. And hope you had a good Labor Day holiday. I always enjoy those 4-day weekends, 3-day weekends, whatever. Pretty nice. I actually took off Friday too, so 4 days for me. Hopefully you got a chance to take a break, but it looked like it was going to be a little slow coming back. But you can see what looked like was going to be a really slow and difficult day turned out to have a nice trend here with a couple of opportunities to get on board for some nice moves. You only needed one or two of these moves and probably did pretty well. So won't take long today to go through the trades, but let's back out just a little and we'll go over, show you what I saw. There's a second entry long here. You figure prices are probably going to try to test this high. This is not a great signal bar. We're pretty close to the closes, so I'm not crazy about that one. Especially when it didn't go anywhere. These next couple of bars, it probably would have, it probably should shake you out if you weren't in it, especially when this one ends as a doji. It would have turned out and worked, and that's why I always say, just put your stop where it's supposed to go and don't monkey with your trades and let them go. So, because if you try to pick and choose, you'll never get it right. This one would have shaken you out most likely, and I could see it probably would shake me out, and then it never even came close to testing the stop. But at the same time, if you hang on, then it probably comes back and stops you out. So you just never know with these trades. And so I'm more of the opinion that, you put your stop where it goes and you let the trade play out. At least move it up to here where it's got to break lower below one of those bars. That way you don't give back you don't take a full stop or whatever. You only give it back a couple of ticks or whatever. So that's one way you could play that. But I've seen it tick down one tick then take off. So that can get you just as well. But in this case, you would have survived using that strategy. But I really wanted to go short up here, but that bar is too bullish. And we didn't get a lower high, just really shot on down to the low side, but notice the channel coming down. The close outside, moved to a new low, and then it took off. And this is a double test of this level. Notice that low, that was the overnight low. We tested it once, twice. You got a bounce here after a complete play of this channel. So a little ways away from the EMA. So I like that one. Hopefully it's going to go the other side, but at least you'll probably go back to the EMA. In this case, it goes all the way to the other side. I didn't mark this one. We'd already come off the high, but that's the first break of that trend line. So you really probably got to at least mark that one green. There's enough room to get out there really too. So you probably could argue it's real close to being blue. But after the fact that we just came off the high makes me really nervous about it, because a lot of times you don't get a retest on a range day because just like here, you made a new low. You did get a retest, but if you don't always get one. Just like right here, we came down, it made a low, and then it took off. You didn't get one. So right here, it could have just done the same thing. So that's what concerns me. But anyway, I'll mark it green. We'll leave it at that. Notice how we broke higher here. This is not a really nice signal bar either. But look how many times we've turned down up here. I like this one. If you waited on a lower high, you didn't get a shot at it because it's down here and it's right back into the low, into the support and the lows of the day. And we've bounced here 1, 2, 3 times. So you can't risk entering here to the short side, even though it would have worked. And really, you pretty much got there's leg 1. And you look for a measured move, and you can see you pretty much got got an extra tick or so there. So then we just kind of start going sideways. You should have been able to find this trend line off those first 2 or 3 moves there, and I just drug it to the top, and it fits right there. And you just kind of wait and see what happens. You get a little failed breakout here and a lower high here, but what I like about this one is you get this nice bearish bar right off the trend line, right off the EMA. You got that, and plus right off the upper support resistance line. So you got 3 different pieces of resistance come into play at one spot there, and that's a fairly bearish bar. It's like you can see it breaks lower then pulls back. It's like a little breakout pullback short. There's a lot of reasons to like that one, and if you look for your measured move down, measure that, and then you look for the measured move. We aren't there yet, so, and we did trade down into that trading range, so this is just a correction that's not very strong that goes to the other side of the channel. And you can see we went to almost a perfect measured move, and then it bounces. And notice what happens here. This is like a repeat pattern of this. You break lower, you come up. Notice it made that little high. Then a lower high makes that high, a little lower high, but this time you get like a reversal type bar. I like going short right there, just to ride it to here if nothing else, but the bottom just falls out of it. And you might have considered entering here, but we've already got a break of this, what looks like to be a trend line. I believe that's still valid because it comes back into play down here twice more. But because we had a break here at a new low, you know, you got to be leery about going short here this far away from the EMA. But it is off that trend line. It is a very bearish bar. You might consider it. So I marked it green. Notice we're working down. We get a break, a new low, and then it corrects. And notice what happens again. You get a low, first entry. Nice second entry short. Again, right off the EMA, right off the trend line. We didn't get back to the other side of the trend channel, so we may not be done yet. And that's bearish enough. I like that setup with the confluence right there of the EMA and that trend line. And it just takes off. And what you should have done was, once we start going lower, is measure that leg. And then let's look for a measured leg right here. And you can see we got that to the tick. So that led me to want to enter here on another second entry. But notice right here there's a second entry short, but we're not back to the trend line. We had a little bit of an overshoot, so you don't know what you're probably going to get. Normally what's going to happen is you're either going to come up short that amount or you're going to overshoot it. If we'd had a really good signal bar here, I'd probably say, hey, this might be worth risking. But that's a bullish signal bar. Of course, you got this one, but you know, that's not your signal bar, and you got to get in way down here. So you might let it break lower, come back here. But honestly, I think you're better off just to skip that, and let's see what happens. And then look what happens. You get a new swing low. It's lower than that one. So first entry, and then you go higher, and you get that big bearish bar right off the trend line, the EMA. Go short right there. And that's another easy move. And that takes you right to a perfect measured move before it bounces. And so we've had a break. We've had two perfect measured legs down to a new low. Look how it shoots right through the EMA off a new low there. First entry short. It's tempting to go long here, but you really don't have enough evidence yet. But then you get that failed second entry short, a nice reversal bar. Go long right there. And you could have ride this. I probably wouldn't ride this out when it came down and broke the trend line. That's two legs back. If this wasn't after 3 o'clock, I'd like going long right there. It's a nice second entry long. It actually went lower here and then turns and goes up, back up. So some pretty good moves today. Several of these would have had runner. You would have had a runner here if you took that one. There were several of them like that you would have got a runner. This would, depending on how you entered this one, you probably would have got a runner there too, at least up to the upper side of the trend channel, which was pretty easy to find. You just drew it off the first two low ones and drug it up, and that's right where it turned down perfectly. So good trend down. You know, it looked like it was just going to be a range day here, two-tiered trading range for a long time, and it really got tight right in here. But man, this is a nice move down through here. So anyway, hope you had a good trading day. There's not much else I can say about today, so I'm going to wrap it up. It's going to be a short week, so we'll be back again to do it tomorrow. Believe it or not, today's Monday, but it's really a Tuesday, so tomorrow will be a Wednesday, and then we'll come back and wrap up Thursday. But I'm done for today. We'll be back again to do it tomorrow. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll see you next time.